All right. Hello. Happy Sunday. Thank you so much.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here. We're so happy that you are here to learn about money and marriage from people that are still trying to figure it out. If you are catching the recording, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to do so. We're so blessed and excited to bring you this message. So we're just going to start by telling you who we are because we're proud strangers. So I'm Hannah.
I'm Jet.
And we got married almost 6 months ago. And we currently live in New Braunfels. We are both, well, we used to both be teachers. So I was a high school band director for 4 years. And after 4 years, I said, I can't do this anymore. And I decided to take a middle school teaching job.
Yeah, for the past 5 years, I've been a middle school band director. And just recently, I'm going to be taking a break from band directing and going into grad school to pursue a master's in drama performance. I've always wanted to do just have the year that the stars align. I'm really excited about that.
Yeah, but needless to say, we're taking a humongous pay cut. Both of us are. So I went from, if I can be quite candid with you, making 56 a year to making 48, 47 a year, and Jet doesn't make a paycheck anymore. So that's why our finances are really important to us. I also run a business on the side, and Jet picks up as many side hustle items as he possibly can.
That's right. A lot of gigs, a lot of stuff like that. We just try and
Make it work.
Make it work. That's it. It's personal finance. That's the whole thing.
Absolutely. So we're just going to go ahead and start here. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Oh, I don't want to give away the first slide when I switch it. All right. So here you can't hear Jet very well. Thank you so much for letting us know, Della. Try again.
Sorry. Is this better?
All right. We'll keep watching
I
in
feel
the
like I'm
comments.
yelling. Yes. Let me know.
Thank you. Okay, and we'll speak closer to the microphone as well.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and share our screen with you. Della says it's better. Awesome. Okay, here we go, guys. So, money and marriage, we're going to talk about setting up your financial household.
Yes. So, the money moon. Everyone looks for their honeymoon.
We had a great honeymoon.
We had a blast on our honeymoon. It was awesome. What about the money moon? When the wedding's over, and now what? Your financial life together now begins. Our financial story has kind of a funny start to it.
Don't worry, we got married.
Yes, but we almost didn't. So we call it the fight.
And so our money moon actually started before our wedding.
Right. Either way is fine. Either way is great. Just kind of how we did ours. We were planning our wedding. We were
sitting at Starbucks.
Yep.
Of course.
We're about 6 months into planning our wedding. We were still almost.
We were about a year out.
Yeah, 10 months or so out from our wedding. And we're like, hey, let's get down and actually look at the numbers and see how it looks.
Weddings are expensive.
Yeah, holy crap. Yes. So anyway, so we go down, we sit down, and we start looking at the numbers, the budget, just kind of get everything ready to go. And after looking at the numbers, I turn and look at Hannah and I go, we can't do this. Like we literally don't have enough money.
Literally, there's not enough money.
Yeah. And she goes,
I looked at him and I said, it's fine, we'll figure it out. Everybody plans a wedding, everybody pays for a wedding, and I don't know how they do it, but they figured it out, and we will too. It's not a big deal.
Right.
To which he said, no, we won't, Hannah. I don't know what do you mean we'll figure it out? We can't have a wedding.
That's not how I said it.
Exactly.
It might be how I said it. But yeah, so basically the words I said were, if we don't figure this out, there won't be a wedding. Guys out there, don't say that.
Because you'll get the middle finger and a bushel full of tears.
It was not fun at all. But out of that came a journey that has truly saved our marriage before it even
It
began.
completely changed our lives.
Completely, 100%. So that's kind of what we want to share with you guys tonight.
All right, so we're gonna create a few simple things in the beginning of your relationship or whatever stage of the relationship that you're in to set you up for financial success within your marriage and your life. Money is like 50% of divorces in the leads to 50% of the divorces in the United States. So we want to make an impact and make that percentage go down. So what we're going to do, we're going to create a household budget and stick to it. We're going to pay down debt that accrued before you got married, and when you get married, or if you're already married, you're not going to take on any more debt.
That's right.
We're going to start saving for your future together, your children, your spouse, everything, and we're going to plan for the unexpected because karma is a real bee. And as a couple, we're going to create total financial strategy. That sounds really complicated, but I promise it's not.
All right, so we start easy. We start with saving. We start with, obviously, let's pay ourselves first. You're the ones that are working so hard, so let's pay ourselves first. There's really 3 types of accounts you need that you should always be working towards. First one is basic common sense. You need an emergency fund because, like we all know, stuff happens. The tire goes out in the car, the
air conditioner unit breaks.
The dog gets sick. I mean, there's stuff that is always going to happen. And I don't know about you guys, but we always seem to find that it happens all at the exact same time. So you got to have an emergency fund.
And it especially happens when you have no money.
Yes.
We found that when we had more money, we had fewer emergencies.
That's right. That's right. And then, of course, short-term savings. These are things like, hey, we've got to replace the car in a few years. Or
I want a brand new couch.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really want a brand new couch.
Thank God we can't afford. I mean, I'm sorry. You know, things that we want down the road that are in the next few years. Things that we should save up and pay cash for.
Yeah, which is everything, by the way, except
yes,
a house.
That's right. And then we move on to long-term savings. That's just our future. We want to make sure that we've got some retirement ready to go. That's also kids' college as well. And just making sure that, you know, down the road, everything is taken care of. Now, you might be thinking, well, yeah, Jet, you know, that's great. I'm going to go back a second. That's great, you know, getting to save money. That's awesome. Good for you. I don't have any money because
I live paycheck to paycheck because I'm a teacher or a nurse or somebody else that is grossly underpaid.
Most likely it's also because we've got too much debt. No, that's right. Did you like that? Like good? Is that good? No? I liked it. So I liked it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the kind of that debt trap where you can very easily get a credit card, maybe in college at some point. Oh, you should build credit. But you're like, oh, I'll use it responsibly. And then something happens. For me, it was back in college. My long-term, yeah, that's right, after college, I'm sorry. Right before I met my wonderful wife, my ex and I had broken up. I had to move out. I had to completely get all new stuff. I had to move. And so that credit card that was just for emergencies all of a sudden had $3,000 on it. I was like, no worries, I'll pay it off real fast, no big deal. Well, guess what happened next month? Of course, the tires went out, so there's another $800. And all of a sudden, this something that should have been really easy turns into a scary number. If you look at this page, I mean, $2,000 of interest that goes directly from your pocket to someone else's pocket. That should make you angry. And so we're trying to teach you how to avoid this trap and how, honestly, interest in this sense is not a very good thing at all.
By the way, Jet racking up $3,000 on his credit card led to him living with his mother for a year, which was a really positive thing. It was a huge blessing.
You throw me under the bus like that?
No, I'm saying there's consequences to racking up debt. God.
She's right. It's embarrassing also. So here's how we teach you to get. We call it the debt stacking. This looks complicated, but I promise you just kind of hold it up on the screen. It's actually very easy and it makes a whole lot of sense. So we've got, as you can see, a credit card, or two, let's see, three credit cards, a car loan, and a mortgage. That's a whole lot of debt.
And that's pretty standard for most Americans, I would say.
Normal. I think it's pretty normal. So all we're going to do is we're going to list these out in order. We can help you with the order. Don't worry about that. And all we do is we start paying off that first debt. As soon as it's done, we take the payment from the first one and place it on the second one.
So then you're paying more than the minimum payment each month on the second debt.
Right. Keep on, once that one's done, keep on moving on. So
the snowball effect.
That's right. We're stacking debt on top of each other all the way till we get down to we're paying off that mortgage. And now, as you can see, we're paying almost twice the payment of the mortgage. That thing's going to go down so fast, so fast. And so as you can see, we start, without debt stacking, where you're just paying it off, based off the payment.
Making your minimum monthly payment.
Right. It's going to take forever.
23 years to be exact.
With debt stacking, and that's it. No extra, like you didn't get a raise, you didn't start paying extra, just with the debt stacking concept. 14 years sooner. That saves you $130,000 in interest.
$130,000 can buy you a house.
For real. And that's just, again, with your same monthly payment. Nothing is different, nothing added, just with that. That's incredible. That's incredible. So that's how we start to get control of our income again, by not giving it to other people in the form of debt. So, yeah.
All right. So, life insurance. Let's talk real quickly about life insurance. So we were first putting together this slide, and we were like, la-di-da-di-da. And then I stopped and I said, Jet, look at that picture. The picture on the right side of the screen. And he almost started tearing up because
it is.
It's
really
hard. We don't even have children, and I absolutely can't imagine my life without Jet. Not only that, but the economic value that he brings to the household, regardless of his income, is absolutely irreplaceable. So life insurance is truly the way for us to be protected. And for example, if I were to pass in the next 2 years while he's in school, he'd have to drop out of school if we didn't have life insurance.
Even just from an emotional standpoint, life insurance is a way I say I love you to Hannah, because God forbid something happens to one of us, it's already hard enough just dealing with the emotional aspect. I don't even want her having to think about the financial aspect. Absolutely. And so it's just another way of just saying, hey, I want you taken care of.
Absolutely.
So let's kind of talk about this. It's one of these things that you don't really learn about in school. So I'm going to try and clear this up for a little bit. I'm sorry. Excuse me. No, I'm just kidding. The way I think about it, it's not something that is supposed to build us wealth. It is insurance. By definition, insurance costs you money. It's a transfer of risk. The whole idea is now I'm putting the risk of my loss of income on someone else, the insurance company. So as you can see, I mean, we all have car insurance, I would hope.
By the way, it's illegal if you don't have it. So.
Yeah, you should probably have that. I mean, homeowners insurance. I mean, so why are we not thinking more about insuring our life?
And for me, it was really tough when we first got insurance. I thought, oh, I'm going to pay X amount of dollars a month. I said, okay, so after my term is up and I have X amount of dollars waiting for me, do I get that money? Do I get all my premiums back? And Jet was like, no. And I said, then why am I getting this? And he said, well, you don't get your car insurance money back at the end of the year if you don't have a car accident. And I was like, oh, dang, you're right.
It seems we just haven't talked about it enough as a society right now.
It's an uncomfortable thing to talk about,
Absolutely.
I think. And it's really hard to face. And, you know, sometimes people just don't know any better.
I mean, my gosh, how can we afford not where we're at right now? So this is kind of something we started talking about. There's different times in life. We're all different stages, different seasons. So if you're like us in the early stages of life, now we don't have kids. We've got a dog who's curled up in the corner. But
we have a cat too. Hello.
We what? we have young children or pets, higher debt. We've got our debts. We're gonna be looking to buy a house here pretty soon. We have a mortgage, so a loss of income would absolutely be devastating at this point. But as you notice, and you can kind of follow the two lines over into the right side, at retirement, children are out of the house and off the payroll. The house has been paid off. All the debt is gone. We taught you how. All that is gone. And you've got retirement income. So you really don't need these life insurance at this point. And so it's one of those things we want to teach you how to set up your financial house in a sense to where eventually you don't need life insurance.
Because you are self-insured.
Self-insurance. Exactly.
So we've talked a lot about what we need. Am I there yet?
Oh, almost.
Nope, one more.
No, you're good.
Don't listen to me.
So last thing on that, under the umbrella of life insurance, there's some nevers that we want to talk about. We do not buy any type of cash value or whole life insurance, including universal life. We don't buy life insurance as an investment. We should be doing life insurance on one side and investment on the other, not combined. And we should never buy a life insurance policy that pays dividends. Okay, so we're looking for term life insurance here. Okay, anyways, go ahead.
So we've talked a lot about what we need, but we know we need savings. We know we need life insurance. We know we need to pay off debt. Let's talk about how to actually do that, because if you are anything like us, we were making, 6 figures, but we were still living paycheck to paycheck.
Well, embarrassing, right? Okay, anyways, we finally got sick and tired of being sick and tired.
So budgeting. As if I haven't entertained you enough already, let's just go ahead and tell the story of our very first budget. So last summer we made our first budget, and we were like, oh, we probably spend like $500 on groceries and like $100 on eating out.
Gas is probably $6, right? I'm sure it's fine. I mean, there's no way we spend more than that. I'm sure it's fine.
So we went $700 over our budget. I mean, I was the kind of girl that had trouble checking her bank account because she didn't know how much money was going to be in there. It was always just kind of this like test of how far can I go without getting my card denied? Like it was always just a gamble. And our first budget was an absolute joke. We had no idea how much money we were spending, and we had no idea where it was going. But the good news is that it got better.
And we're going to show you how.
So here's why we create a budget. To get a freaking grip on your spending, because I don't know about you, but those $90 Target trips really add up, okay? You go in for like a bottle of wine and you walk out with like 2 pairs of shoes and a new shirt and no wine.
Right. I wanted wine.
We create a budget to save for retirement. We already talked about that. To know exactly where your hard-earned money goes each month. Hello, you want that money in your pocket, and to avoid the debt trap.
Super simple. It's not difficult. It's nothing that is fancy. It's not some kind of
rocket surgery.
No, see what you did there? Okay. All you have to do is you write it down. Now, the point is you actually have to write it down. Excel is fine, but it can't be in your head. We've all had those kind of in our head budgets. That's not what we're talking about. On paper, on purpose.
And it includes going into your bank and looking at what you swiped your card at. We work with a lot of clients that come to us and say, we spent $200 on groceries last month. I'm sorry, you did not. So make sure that you are actually tracking how much you spent and not just estimating, because your estimation is absolutely wrong.
Every dollar should be written down in some type of category. Okay?
And by the way, that last slide, we can, after this is over, we can send that to you so that you can have a starting template.
So it's exactly what it is. You should discover where the money is going. This is not meant to be embarrassing. This is not meant to be something where you are filled with shame. this is your starting place. Let's find out what's actually happening in the month, and let's start to make some categories. We've got fixed things like rent, car payment, internet, the stuff that Netflix, the stuff that is every month going to come out. And then variable, things that will change, groceries, entertainment, Christmas, that's going to be a little more expensive than other months. That's totally fine. That changes. We just want to at least know that it's going to come up.
And we want to plan ahead. And honestly, those variable expenses, it just takes time and practice putting them into your budget.
Right.
There have been many, many months where we over or underestimated those variable expenses.
Oh, yeah.
But the great thing about this is that we had so much money left over that we were able to just manipulate it to where it felt good for the both of us without an argument.
Exactly. Did you hear that? Without an argument. You don't have to fight
about money. I don't remember the last time we fought about money. Over a year ago.
I think that sounds right.
Yeah.
Nice. So when you do this, you should just, like I said, keep track of every dollar. You total up what you're spending or what the income is. And what
that includes your extra income. If you run a side business, I know there are a lot of people from the New Braunfels Boss Babes group in here. If you run a side business, that needs to go in your monthly income as well. We can teach you how to track that if your income is irregular.
Yeah, and so it should be less. Your expenses should be less than your monthly income. You should be living on less than what you make. And it's the reason now we have savings, the ability to actually save. I know it seems silly, but we need to do it. We need to actually do it. All right. Yay. You made a budget. Now keep making it. It's a ritual for us now.
We almost look forward to making the budget every month. It's like, how many pennies can we squeeze out of our paycheck next month? How far can we trim down the grocery budget? It's almost a game for us, and it's a time for us to sit down and communicate and really think about our goals for the month.
I like that you said communicate, because it almost starts to manifest itself in other areas of our marriage as well. We started by talking about money, but because we're having to plan out our month talking about money, now all of a sudden we've talked about, oh yeah, I have this coming up. Oh yeah, you have this coming up. Just making sure that we're on the same page and there's not any surprises as we get through the month. So it's all about, again, communication. That's huge, huge, huge.
And again, we'll teach you how to start doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yes. All right. So we've kind of showed you a little bit about the budget and some different things we've talked about: debt, savings, a little bit about retirement, a little bit about life insurance. And we truly believe people don't plan to fail. They just fail to plan.
It's not on purpose.
No.
It's on total accident and lack of knowledge.
I think this graphic can speak to a lot of us. I mean, I think that's the whole reason the term adulting is a thing. Because, I mean, we're
graphic.
Yeah, we're having to figure out, I mean, how to do all this. We're being pulled in so many different ways. How do we even keep track of all of it? And so it's not even on purpose that we don't plan. It just becomes almost survival instinct. And so that's the problem. Our solution is what we call the financial needs analysis.
It's a customized, confidential, and completely complimentary service that we can provide you to help you achieve your goals and your dreams, because we all know what to do. We just don't necessarily know what order to do it in, and we don't have anybody there to help hold us accountable. It's your financial GPS. It's going to get you from where you are currently, no matter how far in debt you are, to financial freedom and wellness throughout your entire life. You don't have to continue living paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to continue to work until you're 70. Life is meant to be lived, and we want you to live your life. So, which is worse, the pain of change or the pain of regret? I will tell you from personal experience that change is hard. It doesn't matter if you are trying to change. Hello. Oh, here we go. It doesn't matter if you are trying to change your nutrition, your exercise plan, your spending habits, the way that you communicate with your partner. Change is hard, but the pain that comes from regret is harder. I could not imagine ending up like my parents. I could not imagine getting to 50 years old and still having debt. I cannot imagine getting to 60 years old and questioning what my retirement is going to look like. I absolutely find so much peace in the fact that we have a freaking plan.
Yes.
That's my favorite part about this, is what we want to offer you is a free plan. There's no obligations. There's no commitments. We're not even going to try to sell you anything. We just want to put together a plan so that you and your spouse and your children are absolutely safe and cared for, and you can live the life that you were meant to live. So from here, we'd like to open up our schedule for anybody that feels called to do one of those financial needs analyses. Yes. So if you would like to do a financial needs analysis, we would love to schedule that with you. So there's a couple of ways that you can do that. By the way, we can do them in person, which we prefer because we'd like to buy you a cup of coffee, or we can do them over Zoom. Okay. Also, you can come to our house and pet our dog if you want. But
It's cute. It's very cute.
But the cat will get jealous. Okay. Also, so there's a couple of ways you can do that. You can directly message either one of us on Facebook. You can post in the group on Facebook that you would like to schedule a time with us to do a financial needs analysis, or the meeting ID 210-854-5606. You'll be able to access that in the group. The meeting ID is Jet's cell phone, and you can call and text him anytime. And we would love to set up a meeting with you this week, because the sooner you get started, the better you're going to feel. And I promise you, this is for every season of life.
Exactly. And that's part of why we love this part so much. This is my favorite part is what we get to do one-on-one with you guys. Everything we went over tonight, and honestly stuff we didn't even get to go over tonight, like retirement, things like that. I mean, it's so unique. That's when we get to start really digging in and building a plan for you is a one-on-one. We can show you exactly how to do it. And you're going to leave with this document. It's a game plan. It's exactly what you need to do to accomplish your dreams.
And we're not going to send you off with it and say, peace out, good luck. We're going to walk the entire journey with you. Okay. So thank you so much for being here. We are so freaking honored to get to bring you this message, because this changed our lives.
Truly.
All right. Thanks for hopping on. Have a wonderful week, especially if you're starting school tomorrow.
Good luck.
All the teachers out there. All right. Bye, guys.